You want to know why abusive people will most likely not suffer the consequences of their actions? It's because they will always have a fan club. They have a fan club so much so that when it comes down to, accusations or trying to hold an abuser accountable, you will almost always have someone else who is not the abusive person or not the person with the accusation. You always have someone else that's willing to take that bullet or die on the cross for them. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I'm a licensed therapist. I've been counseling women and men for many years, and one of the things that I wanted to come on here and talk to you all about is like the dynamics with abuse. It's never a linear thing, meaning that people abuse and then there's always a victim and things like that. What will tend to happen is abusers always have a fan club, and they are admired, they are put up on a pedestal, they are highly coveted and sought after. People salivate at the power that they're able to achieve, even if it's based off of breaking the backs of smaller people, or having that feeling that other people are beneath me. But abusers will always have people who defend them, high and low, and people that will come out and fight to the death for them and say, you know what, this is a good person. And so that's how whenever an abuser has a fan club, it almost becomes, that abuser becomes 10 times more dangerous, because what you have now is you have people with their pitchforks who will go out and do the dirty work, meaning get everybody else in line, or antagonize or assault or go after people that have reservations about their dear, sweet, precious abuser. Women do this. Women are in relationships with abusive men who are predators, assaulters, and whatnot, and will bow down and kiss that person's feet, right? And they love supporting abusive men. And they love the smell. They love making love to an abusive man. They love everything about that man, so much so that if a man comes along that's not abusive, they don't know what to do with themselves. He's boring. He's monotonous. There's no chemistry. There's no spark. We start to, women will start to, basically just sort of tear down a man that is normal, monotonous, and treats them well. They will tear down girlfriends that don't stand around and gossip and fodder and aren't jealous and competitive. They will congregate on the job or at the lunch table or at the mall and things like that. Or at school, they'll congregate with other abusive women. Like, we have to stick together. Men like abusive women. They will allow abusive women to throw things at them, slash their tires, do all the things, right? And we'll go to bat for that woman. You see it all the time on social media, where women and men will come out and say, look, here's the video footage. My partner is a piece of trash. They did this to me. They did that to me. And, they're kind of up there smutting their partner up. And then, an hour or two or whatever later, once their post goes viral and everybody like you and me, we're enraged and this is wrong, and, you're being mistreated. This is a good man. This is a good man. I know my man. Don't talk about my man, and then click, they deactivate their account. The same, it goes both ways. And while many might say, okay, well, it could just be abuse dynamics and blah, 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 and they're being gaslit and they just don't know any better. The one thing is that could be true, but here's what I know about abuse dynamics. Most people that are going through abuse dynamics, and they're being gaslit and they're going through all these things, they don't put their everything on display to get people outraged. Usually, in my experience, and again, there can be some exceptions, but usually in my experience, abuse victims are embarrassed. They want to reach out for help, but they don't want to burden anybody. That's usually the dynamic of a victim. They don't want to burden people, and they also feel like a part of it is all their fault. And that's why I say these people that are out on social media are a little bit different. They want to enrage the audience, people like you and me, but they don't necessarily want to change their circumstance. What they're hoping that you and I will do, is there'll be so much of an outrage from us that we can get their partner to conform and do the things that they want them to do. That's what they're looking for, and that's a difference between a victim of abuse. A victim is terrified of rocking the boat of their circumstances. They also do not typically like to seek attention unless the case is this: both of them are equally abusive to each other. You can have people, two narcissists, that are in a relationship with each other, and both of them will try to shame the other one to conform and become complacent, because they are both trying to seek power or the upper hand in the relationship. But I think right now, us as in America, we're in a lot of trouble. And the reason why we are in a lot of trouble is because people love abusers, and they will continue to be a fan club for an abuser. And no matter how bad it gets, no matter what an abusive person does, even if they kill somebody, you have people that are going to bat for them to justify their actions. It becomes very much like a cult. This person is wonderful. Stop stressing this person out. This person is suffering. This person is doing all of these great humanitarian things on behalf of us, and how dare you try to suggest anything otherwise? I love this person. You should love this person too. And the fact that you don't, there's something wrong with you. And that, my friends, is not coercion. That is a person that is co-signing and endorsing abuse. We are now very much in a culture where it's like we want to see people suffer, but only certain people can suffer. And we're also in a culture where it's all about me, 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 and only allowing certain groups of people to get ahead. We are allowing certain groups of people to not adhere to rules or standards in place that are meant to protect. But I digress. They will always, always have a fan club. You have to look at your neighbor, your sister, your mother, your father, your coworker, and see who's co-signing on that. And also, if you are an innocent bystander and saying nothing, you are also in some ways co-signing on that. So while people are quick to call someone a narcissist, those very same people may be apt to go out and kiss that narcissist's feet or butt, or praise the high heavens for that person. So I ask the question of you: which one are you? Are you a part of the fan club, or are you the part that is very outspoken about calling out abusive behavior to an abusive person's face? Where do you stand on that? Hope that helps. Thanks so much. You guys take care, and thanks for listening to my TED Talk. If you like this, definitely subscribe to my newsletter and my podcast. Both are linked in the bio. Hope that helps. Thanks so much.